Imagine two people. On the very same day, in the very same city, they both lose $10,000. An investment gone wrong, a market dip, a sudden, unexpected expense. The reason doesn't matter. The number is the same. One of them can't sleep for a week. They replay the loss over and over, the number echoing in their mind. It feels like a catastrophe, a personal failure that poisons every waking moment. The other one feels the sting, acknowledges it, and then, with a quiet breath, closes their laptop and goes back to work. By the next morning, their focus has already returned to what's next. The difference between them was never the money. It was something happening quietly inside their head, a set of mental models that reframe the entire experience of wealth and risk. Once you understand this internal architecture, you start to see why wealthy people seem almost bored by the things that terrify everyone else. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 5 foundational principles that calm, wealthy people understand about money. Ideas that most people are never taught. This isn't about luck, inheritance, or some secret stock tip. It's about the psychology underneath the numbers, the operating system for financial peace. Let's begin. The first principle is time. Most people experience money in days, weeks, or maybe a month. A bad week feels like a disaster. A single, unexpected bill feels like the sky is falling because their financial world is small and immediate. But the wealthy mind stretches time out. It thinks in decades. Consider 2 investors, Alex and Maya. Alex checks his portfolio daily, riding every wave of market news. When the market drops 30%, he panics. His short time horizon magnifies the loss, and he sells everything to stop the bleeding. Maya, with an identical portfolio, sees the same 30% drop, but her time horizon is 20 years. She knows that over decades, markets trend upward, and such drops are expected noise along the way. She does nothing. She might even buy more. When your time horizon is that long, today's bad news loses almost all of its power over you. A drop that feels catastrophic on a Tuesday is just a small, forgettable ripple across a 20-year journey. The calm you see in wealthy people isn't pretending. It's perspective. They've simply zoomed out, while everyone else is staring at the screen 1 inch from their face, reacting to every pixel. The second principle, they know the difference between price and value. The price of something is what it costs today. It's a single data point. The value is what it's actually worth to your life over time. This includes its durability, the time it saves you, the skills it gives you, or the joy it brings. Most people only ever look at price, the sticker, the monthly payment, the number on the screen. Their decision-making is governed by a single question: can I afford this right now? The wealthy ask a different set of questions. Not just, what does this cost, but what is this really worth? What is the total cost of ownership? What opportunities does this purchase unlock? What is the cost of buying it? A cheap pair of shoes you replace 5 times is expensive. A well-made pair that lasts a decade can be cheap. A $1,000 course that increases your income by $10,000 a year has infinite return. When you train your mind to see value instead of just price, you stop panicking over numbers and start thinking like an owner, investing in your own life. Third, they don't rely on willpower. They rely on systems. Here's a truth almost nobody admits. Your emotions are the most expensive thing you own. Willpower is finite. It gets exhausted by stress, fatigue, and decision-making. Fear makes you sell at the bottom. Greed and excitement make you buy at the top. Relying on willpower to make the right choice in those moments is a losing strategy. So the wealthy mind removes the emotion and the willpower from the decision entirely. They decide once, calmly, and then they automate it. They build a system. For example, every paycheck automatically sends a percentage to a retirement account to get the full employer match. Then another percentage goes to a separate investment account. Then, money is moved to cover fixed bills. What's left over is for guilt-free spending. Pay yourself first isn't a slogan, it's a system design. It's a defense against your own worst impulses. The money is invested before you can feel tempted to spend it, before you can get scared by a headline, before you can talk yourself out of it. When the important decisions are already made and running on autopilot, a stressful day can't undo years of progress. The system protects you from yourself. Fourth, and this one is counterintuitive. Calm people expect to be wrong. The anxious mind needs everything to go perfectly. It creates a fragile plan where every single step must succeed. The moment something slips, a job loss, a medical bill, a broken appliance, the entire structure collapses and it spirals into crisis. The wealthy mind assumes mistakes, bad luck, and unforeseen events are coming. It builds in a cushion for them, a margin of safety. For example, if your monthly expenses are $3,000, a margin of safety means having 3 to 6 months of those expenses, $9,000 to $18,000, in a separate, easily accessible emergency fund. This isn't lost money. It's a buffer that buys you time to think. It's room to breathe. It's a plan that survives contact with reality. When you've already accepted that some things will go wrong, a setback isn't a crisis. It's just an inconvenience. The car repair doesn't cause panic. It's simply a withdrawal from the fund you built for exactly this purpose. People mistake this for confidence. It's actually the opposite. It's humility, planned in advance. It's the wisdom of knowing you can't predict the future, so you prepare for it instead. And the fifth principle might be the most important. Most people spend money to be seen. The wealthy mind spends money to be free. When your goal is status, you're trapped on a treadmill. You buy the expensive car, the big house, the designer clothes. But there is always someone with more, and the audience you're performing for never stops watching. You're not owning things, they are owning you, through the payments and the pressure to maintain an image. But when your goal is freedom, money becomes a simple tool. Every dollar you don't spend on status is a dollar you can use to buy back your own time. Trading a luxury car lease for a reliable used car might free up $500 a month. Invested, that doesn't just grow into a large sum. It buys you hours, then days, then years of your life where you don't have to work. That's why truly wealthy people can look so calm about money. They're not chasing external approval. They're playing a different game entirely. They're buying their own freedom, quietly, one decision at a time. They're purchasing the ability to wake up and do what they want with their day. That's a luxury no logo can ever offer. So let's bring it all together into a simple checklist you can start with. First, define your 10-year target in one sentence. Make your time horizon tangible. Second, automate a percentage of your income to investments before you can touch it. Build your system. Third, calculate your 3 to 6 month emergency fund number and start building that ladder. Create your margin of safety. Fourth, pre-commit to a rebalancing date for your investments. Once a year, on your birthday. Decide once. And fifth, start tracking hours of freedom bought with your savings, not the status items you've acquired. Change the goal. Notice that not one of these principles is about a secret investment or a lucky break. Every single one is a way of thinking. It's a shift in perspective. And that means every single one is something you can start practicing today, right now, without needing a single extra dollar. If this shifted something for you, the next video in our series breaks down the small, daily habits that quietly keep people poor, without them ever noticing. It's the other side of this coin. Watch that one next and subscribe to Quiet Wealth, where we study the psychology of money and the people who master it.